We have the Days of Our Lives preview video for the week of August 10th through the 14th. And it is absolutely packed with heavy emotional baggage. We are looking at the total collapse of a marriage right here, because Stephanie Kiriakis and Alex Kiriakis are finally reaching the point of no return. And honestly, it has been a long time coming. But the way it is happening is just so raw and messy. So let us just dump all the facts on the table and look at this disaster. Alex wants to pack his bags and move into the Brady pub. He wants to move into Joy Wesley's room because Joy is dealing with a massive medical crisis right now. And Alex feels like he needs to be there 24/7 to take care of baby Kelsey. But Stephanie is putting a hard stop to that plan. She steps in and blocks his attempt to move out. And she drops a massive bombshell instead. Stephanie tells Alex that he is not the one who should be leaving. She is, and this is a huge turning point. Stephanie is basically saying that she is the one who needs to pack her bags and walk out the door. She is preparing to push for a full legal separation. And you really have to look at the whole messy history to understand why this is happening. It is just an absolute marathon of bad decisions and trauma. So let us rewind a bit. Joy Wesley came back to town and dropped the ultimate secret on Alex. She had his baby, little Kelsey Kiriakis, and Alex got the DNA test and confirmed it. And this completely rewired Alex's brain because Alex has deep and painful abandonment issues. His biological mother, Angelica Devereaux, basically threw him away when he was younger. So Alex grew up with this massive hole in his heart. And he swore to himself that he would never, ever do that to his own child. He swore he would be the ultimate father. But this new obsession with being a dad completely sidelined his wife. Stephanie was just pushed to the margins of her own marriage. And Stephanie was already in a really terrible mental state. Because we have to remember the kidnapping. Stephanie was taken by that absolute sicko, Owen Kent. She was held captive. And she survived, but she came back with severe PTSD. She was paranoid. She was terrified. She was jumping at shadows. So she went to her dad, Steve Johnson, and asked for a gun. And Steve, being the protective father he is, took her to the range. He taught her how to shoot. He drilled all the gun safety rules into her head. But Stephanie was just too broken. She was too unstable. And she ended up pulling a loaded gun on an innocent person. She fired it. And she got arrested by Jada Hunter. It was a total public meltdown. And Joy Wesley saw all of this. Joy saw how dangerous and unhinged Stephanie had become. So Joy made a very firm decision as a mother. She banned Stephanie from coming anywhere near baby Kelsey. A total and complete ban. And honestly, you can not even blame Joy for that. Because who wants a traumatized vigilante with a gun anywhere near their infant? But the ban just made Stephanie even more jealous and toxic. She felt completely shut out. So she started doing really shady things, like deleting voicemails. Joy called Alex from the hospital when she was having a medical crisis, but Stephanie intercepted the call. She thought Joy was just faking an emergency to get Alex's attention. She thought it was just a flat tire or some stupid excuse. So she sent it to voicemail, and then she deleted it like it never even happened. But it was a real emergency. Joy was at the pub, taking the baby's car seat out of the stroller, and she had this sudden agonizing pain in her arm. She was in absolute agony. Kelsey was crying and terrified. Javi Hernandez rushed over to help. Rafe Hernandez had to comfort the baby, and the paramedics insisted Joy go straight to the hospital. And the diagnosis was terrifying. They originally thought it might be leukemia because that runs in Joy's family history, but it turned out to be spinal stenosis, a very severe and painful condition that requires intense medical treatment. So Joy is looking at a long road to recovery, and she is in no physical condition to take care of an infant all by herself. So this brings us right back to the promo for next week. Alex knows Joy is suffering from this spinal stenosis. He knows she needs help. And he knows Kelsey needs a parent right now. So he tells Stephanie he is moving into the pub. He is going to stay in Joy's room and be the primary caregiver. He is going to step up and be the man he promised he would be. But Stephanie finally sees the writing on the wall. She looks at her marriage and realizes it is just completely dead. Joy will never let her near that baby. Not after the gun incident, not after the deleted voicemail. The trust is permanently broken. And Alex is never going to abandon his daughter. He is always going to choose Kelsey. And by extension, he is always going to be tied to Joy. So Stephanie makes the hardest choice, but also the smartest choice. She stops Alex from moving his stuff to the pub. She says, "No, you stay here. Or rather, I will go." Stephanie decides she is the one who needs to move out of their home. She is the one who needs to leave. And she is preparing to push for a legal separation. And it is just so heavy to think about because they really did love each other once. But this situation is just impossible. Stephanie cannot live in a marriage where she is banned from her husband's child. And Alex cannot be married to a woman who is a danger to his new family. It is just a toxic mix. And the separation is like a pressure valve, finally releasing all that built-up tension. And you just have to wonder what this means for everyone moving forward. Stephanie is going to be out on her own. She is going to have to face her PTSD without Alex holding her hand. She is probably going to need intense therapy with Marlena Evans because she has a lot of demons to fight. Her parents, Steve and Kayla, are going to be so worried about her because watching your child's marriage fall apart is devastating. But maybe being alone is exactly what Stephanie needs right now. She needs to heal. She needs to figure out who she is without all this baby mama drama dragging her into the mud. She needs to find her sanity again. And then you look at Alex and Joy. With Stephanie moving out and pushing for a separation, the path is completely clear for them. Alex is going to be spending all his time with Joy. He is going to be taking care of Kelsey. He is going to be helping Joy through her spinal stenosis treatments. They are going to be living in close quarters at the pub, and we all know how this goes. Proximity and shared trauma always lead to romance. Joy is vulnerable right now. She is in pain. And Alex is being the strong, protective hero stepping up to save the day. It is the classic setup for them to fall deeply in love. They are already bonded by this beautiful baby girl, and now they are going to be bonded by this medical crisis. So it really feels like the end of an era for Alex and Stephanie. The writers are just tearing them down to the studs. And it is clunky and messy and sometimes hard to watch. But it is also incredibly real, because sometimes love is just not enough to fix a broken situation. Sometimes a baby changes everything. And Alex's need to be a father is just stronger than his need to be a husband right now. He has to focus on being the primary dad in Kelsey's life. He cannot be constantly managing Stephanie's jealousy and paranoia when he has an infant who needs him. And Stephanie finally understands that. She finally gets that she is the odd one out in this dynamic. So we are going to see some really heartbreaking scenes next week. We are going to see Stephanie packing her bags. We are going to see her walking out the door. We are going to see Alex letting her go because he knows he cannot fight for her anymore. He has to fight for Kelsey. And it is just a massive shift in the canvas. The Kiriakis family is getting a major shakeup. And it is all happening because of a baby and a spinal diagnosis. It is wild how fast things change in this town. 1 minute you are happily married. The next minute you are separated and your husband is moving his baby mama into the spotlight. So make sure you tune in for all the episodes from August 10th to the 14th, because you will not want to miss a single second of this fallout. The tears are going to be flowing. The bags are going to be packed. And the separation is going to be finalized. And we will be right here to dump all the new details on you as soon as they happen. Because this story is far from over. And we still have to see how Joy handles her treatments and how Alex handles being a single dad. It is going to be a bumpy ride for sure.